live in a 1938 salt box home. I just love it. It's really cozy. And I, of course, love vintage things, so to me it's charming. Well, the kitchen has never had a renovation, other than mine. So here's a few of my paint renovations. This one's a few times back when I had painted the countertops. And then I painted them again, and I really hated them like this, so that didn't last long. And that was before I painted the lower cabinets as well. When we first moved in, we painted the kitchen red. We put up a backsplash, and then I've changed a few things since. So here was one time when I did the lower cabinets in colored greens, and I left the uppers in white, and I changed the countertops to a crackle sort of finish, which I did with a stamp, and I was really happy with that. I liked it a lot because it sort of reminded me of a garden shed or something, which went along with my roses that I love. But just like everything, you kind of get tired of it sometimes. So the red walls stayed in the last renovation, and I opened up the cabinet, which I'm still happy about. I still have that. This situation is a problem, but I didn't realize it at the time. So here's a pan of the last renovation, and it's got the colored greens, and note the position of the refrigerator and that big cabinet with the microwave on it. This was a table my dad made, which I did a little paint makeover on. And we talked about painting clocks on my Tuesday talk, so this was one that I did before. So here's a situation that I didn't realize was a real problem until I'm looking at everything. So the back door is beside the refrigerator. So imagine if a person is in the refrigerator and someone is coming in the back door. That's a big problem. So in viewing things, I was wondering why we didn't switch those around. So, fortunately, my husband was home, so I had surprised him with everything up until that point, and he liked it. So, we continued to look. So, here's a shot of my red walls still, and this is the smoke alarm bracket. It was a problem up there because every time we cooked, it would go off. So we had to move that. So let's take a look at the newest renovations. Just drink it in. I think it's nice and cozy. I seem to have a fascination with having some sort of melon on my table, don't I? I think the white walls make the whole room look bigger. And, I'm really happy that my husband talked me into painting the upper cabinets in the Hampton Olive. I really like it. He's also trying to still talk me into replacing the cabinet doors, but I'm kind of a little stubborn on that one. I do like that. But I love the way it just looks a little cozier to me. And with the new white walls, the olive cabinets on the uppers made sense. So this shelf above my stove has a collection of old coffee pots and irons, and I just love them, and they hadn't been cleaned for quite some time, so they were a little grimy being above the stove. But it's a nice feeling when everything in your kitchen has been touched and cleaned. So there's a little close-up of it. I love that little vignette, and underneath it there's a plate that hangs, and again, that was something that my mom had given me, and apparently that was in her mother's home. It's a beautiful plate. So she told me the story about, it's called the Angelist. You can see by the marking on the back. So they used it for steak. So whenever they had a steak dinner, they were instructed to go get the Angelist. Interesting story. It's funny how people use such beautiful items for such practical purposes. So on the bulkhead, you might notice that I changed the paint color of the architectural element that was up there. The last renovation, I put some rose molds on it. I hung an extra plate too, that just seemed like it needed it. So I love this corner, and also put that leaded glass window down. So I just put a fresh coat of paint on the center table, and there's that melon again. It's like a stainless steel color. And I do love my open cabinet. I put my cake taker up there. I'm real happy with the choices that we made. Very happy that we moved the refrigerator and that china cupboard, because it just makes so much more sense. The walk into the kitchen from the doorway provides a much cleaner view now, in my opinion. You don't see the cabinet, the china cabinet. And even the dog got a new mat for his for his place to eat, and I like that it's not right underneath the china closet anymore. So this window is the one that my son put on hinges, so I can put it up in the summer to open the window and down in the winter. It's unusual to find these with the handles, so I'm glad that I have these in my collection. My parents perked coffee long after coffee makers were made. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, how about giving it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends? If you haven't subscribed, you'll want to do that so you don't miss anything. Visit us at LaVintageDecor.company, and on Instagram we're LaVintageDecor, and on Facebook we're LaVintageDecor Altoona. Stay well.